Hello, YOUMEES. So we have this beautiful tower of, this is another tower I made of 3 decks. So this is, where is your connection headed? Okay, where is your spiritual connection headed? This is what we're going to ask. And I'm going to draw in your, like while you're watching, I'm going to draw 3 cards. So our first card is Explore. And we look at this beautiful picture. So if you're drawn to this, guys, please choose pile 1. Now we're gonna see pile 2. Where is your connection headed? Oh wow, a lot of the same deck is coming out. We have Curiosity. Oh, that's nice. Beautiful cards. This is our pile 2. And what our pile 3? Where is this connection headed? Oh wow, all the Seeds Oracle. Source. Wow. So beautiful cards, guys. So I'm gonna show you the cards again, the pictures. So please choose your pile. Where is your spiritual connection headed? And we're gonna look into this, okay? So I see you at your piles, YOUMEES. Take care. So, hi YOUMEES, where is your spiritual connection headed? So you chose the Explore card. I want to show this to you again. Look how beautiful. This is so nice, such a nice card. So first of all, I want to draw from the Energy Oracle. And then I want to use these stories. That's the Land of Stories Tarot. I haven't used that in a lot of readings, so we're going to do this as well. So let's see, where is your spiritual connection headed? What does this explore mean? Okay, we have the first chakra. Let's put this to the side a little bit. Is that working? Let's put this over here. So I like that better. It's about the base chakra. So what is it about the base chakra? The first chakra, right? Archangel Michael is, by the way, the leader of the spiritual twin flame community. I just want to say this. Not many of you know. And so we're talking definitely about a very special journey that you have here. If you call it twin flame or not, this is, you know, this is your thing, whatever you call that. But it's about this special connection with your person. Okay, there's a very spiritual bond that you have with your person. And it's about the base chakra. That's all about, how can we say that? It's all about grounding this connection. It's about feeling safe in that connection. So we're talking about, we're gonna see what the story cards say, but for me it looks as if Spirit wants to ground this connection. It could be that there is no, or there has been no start in reality, and that's what I see here as well. This is the angel deck, the angel messengers I want to use as well as an angel message that we're gonna look at the end. You also see that this is like, you know, like molecules, like, you know, like in a, you see this? Like little tiny molecules, like this connection has not yet come to fruition in 3D, I feel. And this is what Archangel Michael is trying to work on. I mean, if we have the leader of the twin flame community of the angels that is taking care of these connections, working on this connection, that means that this is a very strong priority. That this is a very strong, it has a very strong connotation on bringing this connection into reality. So let me see. We're we're gonna get cards, and I'm not reading reversals here, so we do have the, is it focusing? Can it focus, please? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, we see here that this symbolizes your person. Your person, there's fear involved. Yeah, we see them here. There's fear of the exploration. Because exploring and bringing it into reality means this is like grounding it into reality. Yeah, having this connection in reality. Your person has fear of exploring this whole connection in the 3D. Yeah, we're talking here about a 3D. There is some fear involved, and we see that here, and that's why you know, this connection is headed. I mean, that's why Archangel Michael is here. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, see, they're very concentrated on their career at the moment. They're very concentrated on their job. So they're moving towards the future. It's a movement towards this, bringing it into reality, into this exploration. Yeah, what you're headed towards. You see how your divine counterpart is saying goodbye to this fear and walking towards bringing it into reality. But because it's the Knight of Pentacles, this is a very long journey. It could be that this journey just started for them, that they just awakened, or that they just said goodbye to this fear, and it takes a while. Wow, but they're coming. The Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is 3D, right? Why is it always not focusing? It's always focusing because I have cards up here and I have cards up here, so the camera doesn't know where to focus. Please focus on the bottom here. Little camera. So, not up there. We've seen that. So, yeah, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. I'm gonna read for you the Ten of Pentacles because that's where it's headed. And we all know the Ten of Pentacles is one of the most beautiful cards in the whole deck. And we also do not have a major arcana. You see this? So this whole journey is relying on the decisions of your counterpart in 3D. It's like Spirit has already given them all the possible tools. Archangel Michael was involved. So your person is grounded. They're walking already towards the future, but they have to get rid of this fear first. This fear of jumping in, this fear of exploring this journey. Yeah? There is some kind of fear here involved in exploring. Let me see what it says. What this fear could be. So we have the Seven of Wands. Let's look what parts of this fear could be. I want to look into the description of this deck because it has stories on them, maybe even fairy tales. I don't know, we're gonna see. It says, in the face of challenges and difficulties, stand your ground and be stronger by taking advantage with determination. Yeah, so, and this is about holding back. This is about okay, yeah, there is, like, this is all minor arcana. This is all based on the decisions of your person. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles speaks, all efforts have been rewarded and sufficient material resources have been obtained in a long time. So it's gonna get there, but it's taking a long time. Yeah. And the Knight of Pentacles, it says, focus on your career and rely more on the things helping you move forward. When you stop, please pay attention to the fine things around you. So yeah, that's why it's taken so long, because there is still this fear involved of jumping right in, of jumping completely in, of immersing themselves into exploring. And that's why it's headed towards a manifestation in 3D. Yeah, this is talking about this journey coming to fruition. You meeting your divine counterpart, you being together in 3D. But because of their career, because of their job, it takes a while. It could also be because they just started this journey. All these things have to be considered. But we do have Archangel Michael overseeing this, so this has priority. And we have, oh my gosh, this is crazy. No way, the 10 of Cups. Family, love, blessing. So this journey is blessed by the angels, yeah? This tells me that, you know, this journey has priority. I mean, the crown chakra, the base chakra is all about talking about this. It's all about the grounding of this connection. It's about bringing it into reality. And because we have the 10 of Waters, that's the ultimate fulfillment, yeah? This is becoming one. This is union. This is basically a spiritual union that could be already there, but this is a physical union. So we're talking about having a spiritual union and a physical union. So you're headed, yeah, your journey is headed towards this, so trust in that. But your divine counterpart needs to be ready to explore this in the 3D, yeah? So I hope you like this reading. Take care, YOUMEES, and I see you again. Bye. Hello, YOUMEES, pile 2. You chose this beautiful curious pile. I'm going to show you. Wow. See how they dive in here? But they're still separated. They're still on either side of the tree. So it's about finding the path towards each other, you and your counterpart. Yeah, it's about being curious to, you know, to go into uncharted territory. It's about being curious to find the path towards each other without being afraid to make the necessary moves, right? So let's see. First of all, we're getting, with the energy oracle, we're getting a card on what your spiritual connection is headed to. Ooh, man holding a coin, okay. Well, he's holding a coin. I mean, and it's the green chakra. Look at this. It's the green energy here. I mean, this talks about man holding a coin, that he actually holds this relationship. This is a 3D relationship. So your spiritual connection is headed into a relationship, because that's what it is. Here, it's not about finances. I mean, because we're talking about your spiritual connection. Yeah. If I would be talking about your goals, this of course means you becoming independent and you're, you know, taking care of your business. But we're talking about your spiritual connection. And if we have a man holding a coin, yes, of course, at the moment, this person could be career oriented. So this is someone who is like 80% of their time, I can tell you that much, because we also see the tree, how much this tree is immersed. Your soul connection is here, it's up here, or down here, as we see at the tree. This person's blossoming, yeah, here, up, like outside of your soul connection. So that means, of course, this could be a famous person. This could be someone that's striving in their career field. 80% of their time, or maybe 70, because we have to look how much of the tree is immersed. 70% of their time is taking care of business, taking care of their money, taking care of their career, whatever they're doing. They could be someone important, yeah? So definitely this person has no time for maybe being curious, right? Maybe they hold the coin, so they can't really be curious. Because if you want to be curious, you have to be free. You have to be free to be curious. You have to be free to go. Because if you are responsible for something, if you're holding a coin, you are responsible for something. So we definitely have a divine masculine here at the moment who is responsible for things. So it's kind of hard for them to be curious, but that's needed in order to ground this journey and to have a relationship. So where are we heading in this journey? We're heading to the man holding your connection, to the man holding your relationship. But this is, you know, in order to do that, they have to be curious and they have to let go of some things in 3D, right? So let's see, let's get more. We have this beautiful deck here. I hope it's focusing. The 4 of Cups. Yeah, look at this. This is so interesting. So where is your spiritual connection headed? We have the 4 of Cups. Oh, wow. Look at the soul cup up there in the back. Do you see that? We have the 8 of Swords. Divine Feminine, you can't do anything. Yeah, you want to. You're a fighter. Divine Feminine. You try to, and that's why Spirit, oh my gosh, no way. Ace of Cups, yeah. You see how you tried, yeah, Spirit, how do you say, Spirit binded you or put your hands down. Like Spirit is saying, no, Divine Feminine, you're not the chaser, yeah? You're not the one running behind the divine counterpart if they are at the moment not available, because we see this here. Look at this. Yeah, we have this big cup. That's your cup. That's your spiritual connection right there. This big, it looks like an award, you know, but it's actually a cup that's far, and she's not even seeing it. So it could be that, you know, you're concentrated on other things, yeah, because you see here how there are cups. Why is it not focusing? Hello. Please stay like this. So you see how there are cups in front of her, yeah? But she's very interested in reading. She's very focused on her things. So Divine Feminine, Spirit wants you to be focused on your things and not on this cup there. Yeah, this is him. Yeah, just focused on him as well. Spirit knows what's up, you know. The readings know what's up. So it's kind of Spirit wants you to focus on here and not on your person. That is necessary, yeah, because it's not your turn to this man holding a coin. Your spiritual connection needs to provoke curiosity in your person. So basically Spirit is working with your person, that this cup here, that you know, this cup can also be presented towards your divine masculine. Yeah, this is about taking the cup. This is about the rainbow. We see here the rose red colored. This is like this obby-dobby-doo cards, you know, like where you say, ah, look at this, it's so beautiful, it's so rosy colored, and it's so nice. Yeah, so your connection is headed towards this, but at the moment there's nothing there. At the moment you're sitting on this island, wherever this is, Divine Feminine, and you cannot do anything. You cannot reach out to your to your person. You cannot talk to them. And it's because Spirit doesn't want you to chase this person. Yeah, he's holding a coin at the moment. He's busy with his career. So Spirit is trying, and you see this also with the green color. It has nothing to do with you, Divine Feminine. What you need to do, and that's why Spirit's showing me this, what you need to do is you need to focus on your own studies, on your things, on whatever is important in your life at the moment, and just know that this cup here is there. Yeah, he will take it when the time is right. So this is about him trying to find the path, him trying to find the way towards you, and not you're trying to find the way towards him, because that's what happened in the past. Yeah, that's what happened in the past. So you already took your focus off. You already took your focus off to yourself in the past, and now, you know, you are in this Eight of Swords energy where you're a little bit scared that this Ace of Cups never gonna happen, right, Divine Feminine? That's what you probably watch a lot of tarot readings, because you're in this state of mind where you're saying, well, Purple, maybe he's never gonna come because he's holding that coin. Yeah, no, you see, it's headed towards this. It's headed towards the universe presenting that cup towards him, but it's it takes a while, and he needs to, you know, when he's offered that cup, he needs to be taken it. He needs to have his hands free. Right now he's holding the coin, so there are no hands free for this cup, right? So it's about him being curious and freeing himself from you know, in order to have the ability to get this cup by Spirit. So let's see the advice here, or where's the spiritual connection headed? We're gonna take the Angel Messenger deck. Where's this spiritual connection headed? So it's definitely headed towards him being curious and taking the cup. Yeah, the Hermit. Yeah, your person is guided. The Hermit, the angel are guiding this. It's introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. Your person is being guided towards becoming curious. But you see how all this greenish color is here? This is the same color as here in the background as him having. You don't have this color. You see how there's a difference of color here? This is about him getting curious, not you. You are already curious. I've seen that you already took your focus away. So you are like a little bit, you know, as a divine feminine, we always are a little bit more evolved because in this journey, because we start these journeys, you know, we are a little bit in front of the divine masculine. So your spiritual journey, pile 2, is headed towards him taking the necessary steps to bring this connection into reality, like in pile 1, but also to become curious and to free himself from some of his stuff in order to take that cup. Yeah, in order to come forward and in order to move into your direction. It's not about you, whatever fish you are, it's not about you trying to find a way. It's about him. Yeah, that's why you are very much in this passive lobby-dobby energy, okay? And he must become the hermit. He must become the one that wants to search for it. And maybe the answer comes in September now, because the hermit is number 9, and the hermit also talks about Virgos. Maybe your person is a Virgo, but maybe they find their curiosity this month, and that's why they're guided towards this, yeah? So that's all what I'm having, guys. I hope you like this reading. Take care, and I see you again. Bye. Hello, my pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Where's your spiritual connection headed? We have Source here. Look at this. Wow, that's a universe. Oh my gosh, and I just noticed, look at this. I just noticed it's the same like this candle that I have here. Your spiritual connection is giving warmth and a light to both of you. This is almost, it's feeling like as if Spirit is there to guard you and to give you warmth. Maybe you guys are like, you know, your spiritual connection at the moment is... maybe you're lost, you or your divine counterpart are lost. But I have the feeling, since also when there are readings where Spirit is heavily guiding, you also see a lot of orbs in my readings coming through. So yeah, so let's see, where's this spiritual connection headed? Okay, yeah, there's something is coming here. Something is coming. A storm warning. It's heading towards the storm. There's something here that what Source is initiating. Yeah? Let's see what this is. Wow. I do feel that Source is initiating something here. Maybe it could be that your spiritual connection was on hold, or nothing was really moving, or it's a first shake-up, right? If we have a spiritual connection and we're at the beginning stages, you guys know that everything feels beautiful. We're in this smooth running energy. But as you guys know, every spiritual connection has a disruption. Yeah, because these things have to happen. And they happen after the first month of being together. We all know that, right? All of us who have been through these connections, there is this storm coming, and it's coming, and you cannot really escape it. Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you are the first month into these spiritual connections and you think, oh my gosh, it feels like a soulmate connection, you know, and people talk about this. And soulmate connections, there are no disruptions. And you're like, oh, you know, I want to have this as this beautiful connection that is always floating along. But no, a real strong spiritual connection, like a higher soulmate connection, some call it, or a twin flame connection, there has to be a disruption. I mean, there's nothing about the runner chaser stuff. We don't like that. But, you know, this is not what I'm talking about, because I don't see that much happening. It's happening, yes, but not to that extent, like with a karmic. But the storm is coming in every bond. Yeah, so let's see what this is all about, this storm. Yeah, we do have it here. We do have it. 5 of Swords. Yeah. We have someone here running away from commitment. It's coming. I mean, it's also important to know if this is a spiritual connection overall. Wow, the sun is coming out. Is this the sun? There is not even like a number on there. So yeah, I do think that's the sun card. Look how beautiful. Wow. Yeah, and as I was saying this, you know, it's about knowing if it's a spiritual connection, and your person needs to know that too. Yeah. A lot of times the divine masculines run, but sometimes also the feminines run. It could be that you're running this time, especially at the end of journeys, like at, how can I say that? When you are a divine feminine, you know that in these spiritual connections, we do have a lot of, sometimes we have a lot of soul partners, or we're changing soul partners, right? It depends on how many twin flames you have and how connected you are. Sometimes we also switch between the flames. So when you are very far ahead in the journey, like you've been on a journey for some time, it could be that the feminine that you are initiating is running. Yeah, it's always called running. I don't even know why. It's not a running. It's basically a pause. It's not even a break, because it's no cutting. It's a pause in the connection. Yeah, it's a pause that's coming here. You know why? Because a lot of times when you are very long on the spiritual connection, for the divine feminines, it's about your masculine recognizing you and seeing that you are the one. Yeah, a lot of times they, like especially in the beginning of twin flame journeys, or in spiritual journeys at all, the masculine is not seeing the worth of this connection. They're not seeing it. And as a divine feminine, you can sense when the timing is right to take that necessary step in order to show them. It's not really, I can tell you that because I'm in that stage as well right now. It's not a decision that you make consciously. It's a decision you make with spirit. You can't really do anything about it. Even if I would say as a divine feminine in 3D, I would say I don't want to do this. I want to stay in this connection at the moment. I want to have this beautiful energy exchange. I can't really force it. I can't really, even if I would say it's my choice in 3D, I want to stay here. It's almost that you already decided with spirit beforehand. So you cannot really do anything about this. It's not even that the masculine one, because he wants to stay in this energy as well at the end of your journeys when you become very independent. Yeah, the masculine wants to stay in this journey as well. They want to get this energy. So a lot of times I've seen this happening when divine feminines are like repeating cycles with their counterparts over and over. It's the feminine that is running. Yeah, we do it in quotation because it's not running, it's pausing the connection. So it's retreating and pausing, and we see this here happening. Yeah, and I feel this time here it's the divine feminine that says, okay, you want to know if I'm your twin flame, you want to know if I'm your soulmate, you say this to your person via spirit. And it's not even your choice in 3D. In 3D you could say, I don't want this. I feel our connection is beautiful. Because also you guys know, when you are together with someone, like in 3D, when this spiritual connection has already manifested, a lot of times the divine feminine pauses at the end of these journeys. When she is on that spiritual journey for a while, she pauses because, spirit wants that the two counterparts, they recognize each other and do not take this journey for granted. That's very important. A lot of times, you just think it's a normal connection. It's just something that you're, you like, or you exchange energy. No, it's not. It's a spiritual connection. It's a higher purpose behind these connections. So there has to be this awakening to the specialty of this connection too. And Source is initiating this. Source is saying, well, we need to bring that storm about because both of you need to see how much you are, how much you lean onto each other, and also how much you are parts of each other. A lot of times the journey is taken for granted. And this could be by either party. Could be by the counterpart, by the masculine or by the feminine. It depends, soul connections are different. It could be that we have a divine feminine here taking the lead and saying, well, you want me or not? And then like pausing. That's why the masculine, we see him is here in the 5 of Cups energy. I want to read this though. Yeah, that's a 5. You see how there are like 5? Very interesting, I think. Very interesting. I want to get the cards because I want to see what story this Sun card is here. Because in the major arcana in this deck, the land of stories. Let's see what the story is of the Sun. The Sun symbolizes success, enthusiasm, confidence, and creativity, filling the world with vitality, illuminating the darkness of the world, and composing a song of blessing for life. Wow. I don't know the story, but this is the story of the thumb story, the woman with Thumbelina, I think it's called. I gotta look that up because I don't remember the story of this. But you know, her thumb is always showing or always pointing towards the sun, always pointing towards the light. And we also see this here, the Sun card, how beautiful. And here, how in the dark, yeah, we have these 5 cards where we see that a non-committed situation where someone leaves the other person with all the swords, with all the you know, like someone is leaving here and leaving that person behind with all the swords, with all the mind, with all the expectations, or, you know, with everything they hoped for, and is leaving. And then we have here the person who's sitting there and, you know, seeing all their hopes and dreams in this connection going to nothing. And in the middle we have that beautiful story where everything is about optimism, happiness, and looking towards the sun. So it's also about the storm that is made by source. It's not actually a bad thing. It's like, you know, it's about the two parties recognizing the importance of their connection. And that's why, you know, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, no, there's a pause in your connection, you know, especially in twin flames journeys. There are so many breaks and pauses in between these journeys. Yeah, if you've been on these special connections for a while, that's like, you know, those are very long journeys, and it's about seeing the light and concentrating on the light and on the happiness of this whole thing, and not saying that, you know, every storm and every pause that is being put between the two is something negative. It's about both of them. We see her here and him here. We see both of them recognizing this and realizing that their bond is something positive, something beautiful, something that should be celebrated, and not you know, being like shake their head about this. Yeah, a lot of times these connections are taken for granted, or these connections are said to be bad, or, you know, these connections are said that they don't have anything worth because there's nothing there. Well, of course, you know, it's about the appreciation. And sometimes pauses or storm warnings that are made by source are necessary to recognize the sun. Yeah, this is a very, very beautiful reading, but you're headed towards that pause, pile 3, in order for you to see the specialty of this connection, in order to see source, in order to understand this whole connection. Yeah, and it's actually something that beautiful that arises from this connection, and it's not meaning that you know, this pause is for a long time. Yeah, this could be just a 5 month, 5 days pause where you both of you are, you know, getting notched by the universe and say, think about this, what you have there. Think about, see how special that is. It's about these things. Yeah, so don't worry, this is just a storm. A storm comes and a storm leaves. It's not that the storm is forever going on, right? So yeah, I hope you like this reading, guys. Take care, and I see you in the next reading. Bye.